Hello, I'm Dr. Edward, the Healing Vet, and I'm here for this weekly check-in, which I've been doing for quite a while, where we dig into kind of more higher level themes and concepts that when you bring them into practice in a practical way can make a really profound and beautiful positive impact for your pets and for yourselves. And today, the themes that I'm going to be digging into and talking about are boundaries and safety. Now, we're going to get stuck into that in a minute, and it is possibly the most important thing that I have to talk about out of just about everything that I ever talk about when it comes to holistic pet care, relationships, training, healing, finding and soothing anxiety, and a whole lot of other stuff. It's incredibly important. So what we're going to do is dig into that. But I just want to let you know that this is going to be the last one of these sessions in this format, and we're going to be going to a weekly video newsletter starting next week, which is going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to sharing that with you. So boundaries. Boundaries are something that most humans are pretty awful at. And I think I could include me in that awful category for most of my life. Most of my life, I was very, very unhealthy, unclear, inconsistent, and really didn't have any understanding of what it takes to create and to maintain healthy boundaries with my animals and with myself, with other humans, all that sort of thing. And in my own healing journey and in the journey of creating and evolving the whole energy body balance method, and in my practice as the healing vet, as an intuitive integrative vet, it's something that comes up again and again and again. Now, when you have clear, healthy, consistent boundaries, this creates safety. When you don't have that, it creates uncertainty, anxiety, and you'll have animals that then really struggle to feel like they can just settle and be held and know what's going on. So what do boundaries look like? I think the primary way that you want to have healthy boundaries with your pets is to have a conversation with your pets. And this is more so for dogs than any other kind of animal. You need to have a conversation about your close, intimate, personal space and how and when your dog comes in and comes out of your close personal space. Now, one thing that I have noticed is that in most cases, when you've got dogs and humans and they're living together, the dog is the one who's deciding, well, I'm going to come in or go out of the human's personal space whenever I feel like it. And often the human will be actually respecting the dog's personal space at the same time. The human won't necessarily go into the dog's personal space if the dog says, no, I don't want you to come into my personal space. But there's no balance and reciprocity. And the dog just rolls in and jumps on people, comes up, sits on people, comes right into that close, intimate personal space whenever they feel like it. Now, that's a complete lack of healthy boundaries from the human side end of the leash. And it's not healthy for the human. It's definitely not healthy for the dog. It promotes anxiety. A lot of these dogs are kind of dependent on being close to or touching the human for emotional regulation and being able to relax and be calm. So they don't have any self-regulatory capacity, which then really contributes to the very common problem of separation anxiety, because the dog can't regulate and be calm and be themselves on their own without having that assistance, or what I call the human drug, to help them calm and soothe themselves. Now, boundaries are interesting things, because whenever you create, express, and maintain healthy boundaries, there is always going to be an element of healthy discomfort that has to be embraced and endured by both ends of the leash. You know, you got a dog that's been able to come in and jump on you whenever they like, and suddenly you go, whoa, I've just realized I'm a human. I just realized I've got a personal space. Whoa, ouch. The look on the dog's face when I first do this is often, what do you mean? I've been able to, I own the human. They're my human. I can do whatever I want with them whenever I want. So what happens then is that the dog, when you say a healthy no, you're not coming into my personal space right now because it's mine, and I don't want you to come into my personal space right now. If the dog hasn't experienced this before, then you're going to get a dog who's going to be having some emotional discomfort. Now, this is healthy discomfort, and if you just stay strong and keep the dog out of your personal space until they totally respect, stop trying to push to come in, all that sort of thing, well, they will find their way through this healthy discomfort, this distress, this frustration, this kind of like, what do you mean I can't come to the human? I'm going to die. And this is the kind of look that you get from the dog often when you first do this. So it's inevitable that if you're going to have clear, consistent, kind, healthy boundaries, and it doesn't matter in what facet of your life you're talking about, whether it's with your pets, your dogs, with your humans at work, whatever, it's always going to involve a level of healthy discomfort, because, you know, if you start creating a new boundary, some people will find it really hard to do that because their survival mechanism in their family of origin has been to have no boundaries. And then when you start creating boundaries, that can also trigger a whole lot of old stuff that you then have to go through the healthy discomfort of facing, embracing, assimilating, and healing within yourself, coming to terms within yourself. So it's a really interesting thing. And one of the key things that I find when I'm working with animals and when I'm coaching and mentoring people through the process of taking ownership of your close or intimate personal space with your pets, it is really interesting that a lot of humans, as soon as they start doing this, they have a whole lot of healthy discomfort inside them too. It's like, but I need cuddles from the dog. So, you know, sometimes it's a dysregulated thing where the human and the animal both need each other to be able to feel okay. And that's not terribly healthy, you know. So the thing is that if you start just thinking about, well, okay, I have a personal space and you absolutely need to be able to say to your dog, out of my personal space, don't come into my personal space right now, and have that dog respect that. And, you know, there'll be times when you won't go into your dog's personal space because they're asking you not to. So there is a mutual respect here, but I really strongly believe that humans need to be the benevolent leader of the circumstances and the situation, as in that, you know, we are the ones who are legally, morally, ethically responsible for the animals who share our lives. We are their guardians. And we have to take responsibility. And part of taking responsibility for our animals is understanding and learning what a healthy, clear, consistent boundary is, and then consistently expressing it with our animals. And it's an ongoing conversation. Now, Mitzi, my little fluffy dog, he knows full well about boundaries and not intruding on boundaries with humans unless invited. But every month or two, he just suddenly might get a bit of a thing going on where he thinks, well, I'm just feeling a bit pushy. I'm going to push into the human space and take over. And we have to have a conversation and just reinforce the fact that, excuse me, dude, this is my personal space. Right now, you're not welcome in it. Now, a lot of people, when I teach this, also get a bit like, well, but I like having cuddles with my dog. Well, it doesn't mean you can't have cuddles, and it doesn't mean you can't then consciously invite your dog into your space whenever you choose to or desire to do that. So it's a really simple, but maybe not so easy to put into practice. And if you want some help putting it into practice, come along to thehealingvet.com and book a discovery call, and we can explore whether the online trainings we offer would be the best fit for you or some one-on-one coaching. You know, I can consistently really, really help people, even in one single one-to-one session online on Zoom, to get a really, really solid start with this with your animals. That's it. Boundaries and safety. They go hand in hand, and they're uncomfortable, and they continue to be uncomfortable, and you continue to grow and evolve as you keep expressing more refined, clearer, more coherent boundaries with your pets. Anyway, that's it. Boundaries and safety. Enjoy playing around with that with your pets. Bye for now.